Sanchez, and on the left here, Morgan Stanton. She's a senior from Lakewood. So we'll open up for questions. Again, please grab a microphone so people listening online can hear the questions. I guess we'll let Coach Sanchez start out with an opening statement.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, everyone, for coming. We're a little different than volleyball in that we're in our third day of training. As you can see, the team's still alive because there's a couple of them here. It's been going well. We've had a couple fitness tests. We're excited to get going. We have a very short preseason. We have our first match on August 19th at the Air Force Academy. And then we're home on Sunday, August 21st for Colorado State. It's for those of you that don't know, it's a big day for us. It's the Colorado Cup. We host all 6 Division I programs in the state. Air Force and Northern Colorado will start it the day at 10:30. 1:15, University of Denver and Colorado College will play, and then we'll play CSU. The CSU game's on Pac-12 Network. The Saturday before, the day before, we'll do a Special Olympic event with all 6 teams in Westminster that'll participate, and then have a meal with all the kids that can make it out that day. So it's a real big weekend for us. So we're really looking forward to that and getting the season off to the right start. And then it really gets serious right after that as we head off to face Kansas and Missouri, both on the road in tough venues against NCAA tournament teams. So sort of like Jesse touched on a little bit, getting ready for the Pac-12. This is brutal. These will be good 2 tough matches on the road, similar to kind of Pac-12 play with not a lot of recovery in between. So we're excited for that and excited to get the season going. But we're really looking forward to the Colorado Cup weekend at Air Force, and then obviously at home against CSU.
Coach, could you talk to us about the depth of your team and about the depth of the incoming players?
Yeah, I mean, we have 24 players. I think as we look at the team, we feel we have good options at all spots. Obviously, we graduated some really good players, but we feel really good about the players we have back. You know, the question is if we look in the back, which was a concern a little bit last year with depth, especially once Kahlia got hurt. Kahlia will tell you she's a midfielder. I'll tell you she's a back. So we'll continue having that conversation as we get through the preseason. But Kahlia's versatile. She can play along any line. So we're still trying to sort through that a little bit in preseason, and I think that competition for spots will carry into the season, especially as our new players. We have 10 new players. 5 freshmen and 5 transfers. So as we get them incorporated, see how they can help, I think it'll be a bit of a work in progress.
Dan, you mentioned Colorado Cup a little bit. Now that it's getting on 4 or 5 years of existence, what changes have you seen because of that, and how important is it? And then maybe from the players, one international coming in, understanding the Colorado Cup versus what you view it now, and then a Colorado native, did you understand it before you got here?
Well, I'm not sure that the team completely understands it because we just changed the rules again last year, but I think we found some good rhythm. We had some great momentum last year. Basically, 3 teams host on the weekend at 3 different sites on Friday. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, goals for, goals against, just like any competition. Then on Sunday, the thing that we changed is having basically Colorado soccer at CU. We are biased, and we feel we have the best facility and playing surface, so everyone graciously agreed to play it at our place. So we had our biggest attendance of the season last year. So we play that game, and then everybody else plays one more game. So then we'll play University of Denver on September 17th. That'll wrap up our portion of the Colorado Cup. Obviously, it's not feasible to play all 5 teams every year, but I think 3 teams, you get a pretty good idea on a winner. And you know, we've won it 4 of the 5 years, and the 1 year we won it, we won both games but lost out on goal differential. So now that's 3 games. I think it's a more of a true winner. So it's one of our objectives and one of our goals every year, and we know we have to get off on the right foot against Air Force on Friday, the 19th.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie and say that I knew what the Colorado Cup was before I came to CU, but obviously any player, you can feel those big rivalries. CSU, DU, they're all fantastic games and super exciting. And as Danny mentioned earlier, the Colorado Cup is a great lead into the Pac-12, so obviously everyone gets excited for games against Stanford and Cal, but even these Colorado Cup games, particularly being so early on in the season, it's easy to get excited for them and want to go out and win that Colorado Cup.
My turn.
Yep.
Well, even being a Colorado native, I really didn't know about the Colorado Cup before I came to CU either. But I will say that now that I'm at Colorado, I know a lot of players that play on rival teams. So it's exciting to be able to play against girls I've grown up playing against. And obviously, you always want to be the best team in Colorado. So the competition's always fierce. And yeah.
For the two players, can you address how important is it that you get back to the NCAA tournament this year and get back into that postseason mode?
Oh, it's the entire goal for this season. I mean, we established that as a team goal first day back in the spring. We said that we were going to come back and get back to the NCAA tournament, and not just that, go further than the CU team has gone before. So looking back 2 years, getting to the Sweet 16 and then the second round, our goal is to make it into that third weekend of play again and really reestablish CU as not just a fighting force in the Pac-12, but nationally among the NCAA schools.
I think that last year, obviously, we didn't do as well as we would have liked. But I think that really sparked a fire in everyone that's returning, and we all want to prove something to everyone. I think we all know we're a good team, but stats might say different from last year. And I think that, yeah, the goal is to return to the tournament and to make it pretty far. So.
Coach, in what aspect do you feel that the team needs to work on prior to the start of the season?
Well, I think, like I said, with a tight preseason, I think we need to improve in all areas. I think Kahlia and Morgan touched on a little bit as far as I think we have a good group coming back, so we have a good base from there. Obviously, we have good competition in goal now that Kate Sheely's graduated. Is playing with the Houston Dash in the NWSL, so obviously we lost a very good player there. But we feel very confident with Scott Watson and J.J. Tompkins that one or both of them will be able to fill that role well. And like I said, at the end of the day, we need to sort out who's going to play in the back. I think we have a couple players that for sure we feel comfortable with, and I think there's a couple spots open. And then I feel we have good depth and numbers going forward. So it's really just kind of organizing. We have a pretty good idea who's going to play in the midfield and up top, but organizing the shape and to play to the strengths of our team.
Dan, you mentioned that you have 10 new players coming in. How challenging is it to integrate them in such a short period of time before the season starts?
Fortunately for us, they're all here. 9 of the 10 of them are here for the summer bridge program in July, so they've been here for a month, working with Kareem Dukrawi, our strength and conditioning coach. So they've been able to acclimate themselves to Boulder and to the team and start to feel comfortable with that. And like I said, the fact that 5 of them are transfers, their experience, they've kind of been there, done that. They have something to prove. So to be honest with you, it's not overly difficult. I think from an off-the-field side of things, not so much. I think on the field, it's really identifying who can help us, where, and how soon. That's probably the bigger challenge of it. But as far as getting them into the team and having them feel comfortable, I think some of them are probably too comfortable already. So we're pleased with that part of it. We good?
Any thoughts on the Thursday, Sunday? Is this the Pac-12 go to the Thursday, Sunday thing this year?
Yeah, Neil, so what they changed it, we have Michigan State and Drexel one weekend was Thursday, Sunday because of Michigan State's travel, but all the Pac-12 weekends now are Thursday, Sunday. It's some people in favor, some are against it. On the road, I'm for it because it gives us more recovery. At home, I'm against it because now teams have a break in between Utah and us. So it just depends. I think in the big picture, as far as student-athlete welfare, obviously more recovery. All of our players are very good students, so missing a couple more days of school, they can handle that. But big picture, when you really look at recovery, having to play in the past a Friday night game against Stanford, then a Sunday afternoon against Cal, it's very difficult. Now having a break, like for instance this year, we'll play Stanford on a Thursday night and then have a day of recovery, and then we can train and then play Cal on a Sunday afternoon. I think it makes for truer games, and on both sides for teams that are coming to us. So I think it'll make for better soccer. So you have to change things up. We'll have to change training a little bit, but I think big picture, when you look at the whole, all the positive and negatives, I think it's good for the sport. And most leagues have gone, most Power 5 conferences have gone to a 2 days in between conference games.
you like the fact that you kick off the athletic season every year with soccer starting literally now in mid-August?
A lot of pressure on that, Dave, because then we have the welcome back picnic on Sunday night. So we'll see how we're walking into that at 6 p.m. on Sunday the 21st. But yeah, it's exciting. I think you can build some momentum. Volleyball will start, then football obviously a couple weeks after that. So we're off. We start first, and we're running first. So hopefully we can build some momentum for the department. And I think it goes in hand. I think when there's a good vibe in one sport, it just carries over to the other. And obviously we want all the sports to be successful. So all pressure on us to get 2 results the opening weekend against in-state teams that at the end of the day we're the big dog, and we know that, and we're the flagship university for this state, so we need to get results, and they have everything to prove. We found that out last year, went to CSU and had to gut out a result. So we'll be very prepared for Air Force on the 19th, and hopefully when we come to the picnic on the 21st, we'll have 2 wins, and everybody can say good things about us.
Any more questions? All right, thank you.
Great, thank you, everyone.
Cross country will be up here in about 9 minutes.